Recently, there's been a lot of emphasis on the importance of knowing CPR. It's very important, especially after a scary incident at the NFL game that happened earlier this January. We all remember the image of Damar Hamlin laying motionless on the football field. This is back in January. His heart stopped, but his life was saved by the fast response of medical personnel using CPR. Well, now the Seahawks organization has stepped up to make sure its entire full-time staff is trained in these life-saving measures. I'm talking everyone from the front office, business, stadium, and football operations. Now, here with more are Becca Stout with the Seahawks and Dr. Michael Sayre with Medic One. Thank you both for being on the show today.
Thank you.
This is a big deal because, like you said, it wasn't just, the people on the field who are learning this. This is everybody. Why is it so important to the Seahawks that this is happening?
Yeah, after we saw what happened to Damar Hamlin on the field last season, we saw the importance of how CPR can save a life. And so our president, Chuck Arnold, challenged our entire organization to get 100% CPR AED certified. So we've been partnering with the Medic One Foundation to make that happen over the last month. And as of June 1st, we were excited to hit that goal, that 100% goal. We have millions of individuals that come through Lumen Field every single year.
Yeah.
And we know that the more of us that are CPR certified, the more it increases our likelihood that we can save a life in case of an emergency.
Yeah, and it's so important. Like you said, it's just anybody who comes in, anybody who's around. Dr. Sayre, from a medical perspective, how important is it that we know CPR to save a life?
Well, when somebody suddenly collapses, their heart stops, like happened to Mr. Hamlin, and your hands can act like the heart for another person and help sustain blood flow to their brain and to their heart so that there's oxygen there to keep them alive until help arrives.
I mean, it's just basic mechanics, and this is something you call, it's the chain of survival, right?
Exactly.
And it's something you teach in CPR. What are some simple steps that maybe someone out there who hasn't been to a Red Cross class, who can't come to you, what are some simple steps that they can remember?
So the key thing is to recognize, like happened to Mr. Hamlin, that when somebody suddenly collapses, the thing that might be wrong with them is their heart stopped beating.
Okay.
And so you want to just sort of try to wake them up, shake them, see if they respond.
Okay.
And if they don't respond, then you call 911.
Immediately.
Because you got to get help to come.
Yeah, okay.
You can't solve this problem by yourself.
All right.
So you call 911, and then you look around and see if somebody else is there. It's like, hey, can you go get an AED?
Okay.
And they go hopefully find an AED that's
Somewhere
nearby.
close. Everywhere should start having them everywhere, right?
So in a building like this, there's an AED, and and so somebody needs to go get it. And meanwhile, you want to start CPR, which nowadays means just pushing on the chest.
It's no longer breathing in the mouth. It's just pushing up because you want to get that heart moving.
Exactly, because the last breath this person took has left plenty of oxygen in their lungs.
Okay.
So if you can just start on pushing on their chest, pushing hard and fast in the center of the chest, and then you're circulating that oxygenated blood around.
How hard do you need to? Like, somebody knows, as hard as you can, like?
Basically as hard as you can.
Okay, all right, that's really good to know. Is it true that if you do it to the beat of Staying Alive, it will save a life?
That is absolutely true.
Okay, I just want to make sure that we clarify that right there. Because it is so important to remember. And it is one of those things that are, it is a life-saving skill, and you hope it becomes second nature for a person. Becca, how are the Seahawks involved in encouraging fans to get involved? Like you mentioned, all the people who come in to the stadium all the time throughout the season. How are they encouraging people to learn how to do this?
Yeah, so our community engagement efforts are one of the most important things we do as an organization. And so we wanted to make sure that was part of these efforts, was teaching people out in the community. And so we've been offering some CPR certification clinics to high school football coaches. We're partnering with a new organization called Project 100, whose goal it is to get AED save stations in public parks in our community. And I'm really excited to partner with Virginia Mason Franciscan Health, who are going to help us purchase AEDs for every single Seahawks flag football league location this fall. And so that no matter where kids are playing flag football in our community, there'll be someone who is CPR trained and certified, and there'll be an AED on location.
Bravo to you and to Virginia Mason Franciscan Health. They're our sponsor here, so we are delighted to hear them participating with you. Dr. Sayre, how can we learn more, or how can someone learn more about starting the process of getting certified?
So if someone wants to get CPR training, kudos to them. I think that's outstanding. Be prepared ahead of time.
Okay.
If they visit the Medic One Foundation website at mediconefoundation.org, there's a list of different CPR training opportunities.
Okay, can I try this with Manny real quick?
Absolutely.
All right, Manny, come here. You come here. All right, because I want to just, it isn't, you think about it and you think, okay, how hard can it be? So am I right here in the right spot?
Yep, right in the center of the chest, and you got to get your shoulders up over the top of your mannequin there, like that.
Like
exactly.
that. Okay.
Yep.
So if the person's lying down, I'm likely on my knees.
Correct.
And I'm doing this. Okay.
Yep. So you're
and
right
then putting
over,
it
all the way down, harder, and a little faster.
Okay.
Perfect, like that. Exactly.
Staying
Very
alive.
good.
Staying alive.
Perfect. Yeah, that's all there is to this.
Thank
it's just
you.
not that hard.
It's just not that hard, and it literally is going to save someone's life.
Yep.
How receptive were the Seahawks to this and everyone in your staff? Was everyone like, yeah, let's get this done?
Everyone was so excited. I mean, Pete Carroll, I think, was the most excited of anyone, cheering throughout the course. But we were super excited that, yeah, our front office staff, our coaches, our scouts, every single person in our building at Lumen Field, at Virginia Mason Athletic Center is CPR certified.
That is amazing. Y'all should be so proud of yourself. Thank you so much for sharing this. Thank you for the life-saving work you do. As he just showed us, it isn't rocket science. We can all do this. So thank you for sharing this like essential knowledge. This is really important.
Thank you.
All right.